I want to give y'all my criteria on how I break down fights. Like I said, it's gonna be really specific. You know what I'm saying? I break down fights by style. I break them down by speed. I break them down by fighters' IQs, the power, the experience, technical skills, intangible things, which means that maybe not things that are necessarily quantifiable. You know what I'm saying? Uh, and and like I said, we're gonna be giving predictions. You know what I'm saying at the end of it. Demetrius Andrade versus Liam Williams. So here's the thing, man. Originally, when I found out that Demetrius Andrade was gonna be fighting a Liam, you know what I'm saying? Because we all know, like, you got the Liams, you know. I don't. You got the Liams, and you don't really take the Liams too seriously. But when I went back, I did a little bit of research, and I watched some of Williams fights. And Liam Williams is actually a very solid dude. Just let's go ahead and analyze his and Andrade's style. So Liam Williams is one of those guys. He's a come forward kind of guy. He's one of those guys who has a pretty good jab. He uses his jab a lot. He uses it 1, 2, and 3 times sometimes in a row. He doubles it and even triples it up, which is good. He likes to go to the body, and he likes to put a lot of pressure on his opponents. You know, he goes straight forward. You know, kind of Ricky Hatton-esque in a way. You know what I'm saying? But he doesn't smother his punches as much. But Liam Williams is a pretty solid dude ultimately, and I think that the fight with him and Andrade will be a good one. But back to analyzing the style, that's how I kind of analyze Liam Williams. He's kind of like a pressure guy. He's gonna pressure his opponents. He's gonna put a lot of he's gonna throw a lot of punches. He's gonna be very active. And he's pretty decent at parrying punches and throwing little counter punches here and there. His skills are pretty decent overall, but ultimately he's just one of those pressure guys. Andrade, on the other hand, we know Andrade's style. Andrade can pretty much do everything well. Southpaw, you know what I'm saying? He's a natural counter puncher, but he also throws punches in bunches, two of the things that everybody hates, you know what I'm saying? And then in addition to that, Andrade has crazy footwork, amazing speed, you know what I'm saying, and a ring IQ that really makes people want to commit suicide. You know what I mean? So that's how Andrade kind of gets down. Rangy, he's able to control distance very well. So Andrade, just the amount of skills that he has is just on another level. But ultimately, I feel like this is going to be a good fight. I wasn't thrilled about it at first when I heard about this shit, but now I'm a little excited about it after watching some of Liam Williams' most recent fight. He fought a lot of bums coming up. But ultimately, I think he's a pretty solid dude, and he's gonna come to fight. I don't think he's gonna lay down. But I do feel like after about round 3, well, I'm skipping ahead a little. Bit. But let's go ahead and break this motherfucker down. Let's break this shit down. So now that I analyze the styles, so Demetrius Andrade has the faster hands, faster feet. We can go all the way down the list as far as speed is concerned. Andrade has the better IQ. He has the better experience. He has the better technical skills. The intangibles, as far as the intangibles are concerned, I think the worst thing you could possibly say about Andrade is maybe he's not as active as you would want him to be. And Liam Williams is pretty active. They go on that bum tour and they just start fighting whoever and whenever. That's probably the one thing that you could say. Andrade's last fight, I believe, was the beginning of last year. I'm not 100% sure about that. But yeah, I think that's probably the one thing that you could say. And both of them always come in shape. Nobody's going up or down in weight, anything like that. Nothing crazy. Nobody's coming off of a loss. Everybody's coming off of a few wins strung together. And ultimately, there's nothing really to be concerned about with either fighter in both fights. Actually, I take that back. There is one thing. Andrade, in an interview, he said something like he hasn't been training or he hasn't been working out or anything like that. And he was like upwards of 200 pounds. I remember him saying something like that. I don't know if that motherfucker's true because Andrade comes off to me like one of those gym rats. One of them dudes that's just always in the gym, regardless. Like you go there in the morning, he's there. You leave in the night, he's still there. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And then you maybe one of those days you go to the gym and you're there before the gym actually opens, and Andrade is outside waiting for the gym to open. Andrade seemed like one of those type of dudes to me. So I don't really necessarily believe that he hasn't been training and hasn't been in the gym. You know, he's been inactive, but that doesn't mean that you're out of shape or anything like that. But according to a recent interview, he did say something like this. So we got to take the man at face value and kind of surmise that maybe that is indeed the case. So if that is the case, he hasn't been in the gym, so he's probably going to have to lose some weight. He's probably going to have to get back into fighting shape. And Liam Williams is one of those dudes who's actually going to make you work because of how active he is. He's going to be putting a lot of pressure on Andre very early in the fight. So Andre is going to need to be in pretty good shape in order to keep Liam Williams off of him. And I know it sounds crazy, a dude like named Liam Williams giving Andre any type of issues. But I mean, it is possible. Liam Williams is pretty solid. You know what I'm saying? Shit. If you would have asked me that a few weeks ago, I'd have been like, what? Nah, fuck out of here. But watch a few of Liam Williams fight, and you'll see what I'm talking about. You'll see that the dude is pretty solid. He's pretty, straightforward, straight up and down with it. But ultimately, he's high energy. He throws a lot of punches, and a lot of punches is always going to make for a very, tough fight for a lot of people. I don't think Andre is going to be one of those people. I think it's going to be a pretty solid fight. You know what I mean? So I'm actually excited to see Andre versus Liam Williams. I think it's going to be a good fight. Let me get my predictions, you know what I'm saying? And if y'all got some comments about it, y'all can give y'all comments about it. As far as Andrade and Liam Williams, I think Andrade leads in pretty much every category there is to lead on. Andrade by unanimous decision, and that's pretty much what I was thinking too. You know, I was going towards that, or late stoppage. Andrade leads in pretty much every category, and I break things down by category, Amadis. You know what I'm saying? I break it down by category: speed, IQ, power, experience, technical skills, intangibles, stuff like that. I think ultimately Andrade leads in pretty much every category, and he's going to pretty much beat Liam Williams up. Black Gold says number 3. Shout out to you, Black Gold, in the building. Liam Williams is going to give pressure all night. He is going to give pressure. Here's the thing. My first time watching Liam Williams was like last week. I didn't, when I found out that the fight was actually going to happen, I was like, oh snap. Well, Liam Williams might actually be a threat. He's going to be coming to fight. He's going to be bringing the fight to Andre. And we all know that the best fights are the pressure fighters against the boxers. You know what I'm saying? The pressure fighters against the boxers always make for the most entertaining fights. Liam Williams is going to be looking to pressure Andre. And that, first of all, that's how you fight somebody like Andre. Because you're not going to outbox him. You're not going to outbox him. You're not going to outpoint him. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to out-counter him. You know, that's why somebody like Canelo would have a whole lot of problems against Demetrius Andrade. That's why people like Billy Joe is going to have issues against Andrade. But the way you fight Andrade is to fight him. You know what I'm saying? Is to bring the fight to him, to throw a lot of punches, you know what I'm saying? To close the gap, close the distance, to try to trap him in the corner. That's how you beat somebody like Andrade. Do I think Liam Williams is skilled enough to beat Andrade? Fuck no. But I feel like this is going to be a very entertaining fight, and I feel like Liam Williams is probably going to get closer than anybody else has to beating Andrade. You know what I'm saying? 155%. That's where I'm at with it. Liam Williams is going to get pressure all night. He is. But again, Andrade is going to give Liam Williams angles. He's going to throw a lot of punches at him. He's going to counter him a lot, which is going to make Liam lower his work rate down to a slower pace, a more suitable pace for Andrade based on the amount of counters he's going to get hit with. and the angles, and he's going to be using the footwork. He's going to be keeping Liam Williams off balance because Liam Williams needs to throw punches in a straight line, and Andrade isn't going to be in that straight line for Liam Williams for him to throw his flurries and his punches. So it's going to be very hard for him to get off. You know what I'm saying? He's going to be getting popped by jabs all night, and he's going to be getting peppered and flurried all night with ones and twos, and he's going to be probably getting hit with in the body and all kinds of other different shit. So it's going to be a real, like, it's going to be a really good fight because ultimately Liam Williams' mentality is to come forward and to fight like that. But Andrade is going to win. Andrade is going to break him down, and Andrade is either going to stop him or win a 12-round unanimous decision, just like my man Black Gold number 3 said.